You're listening to the Business Brain Food Podcast. This is episode 119.
Welcome to the podcast that gives you direct access to the world's leading business building experts. Head to MaxMyProfit.com.au to catch up on past episodes, download your free business growth tools, and access show notes for every single episode. Now here's your host, Ben Futrell.
Well, g'day and welcome back. This is the very first episode for 2017, so Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all of that jazz. Hopefully you had a great break and you've recharged your batteries ready for a big year. I know I have myself personally, had a great time. But this is the podcast that is 100% devoted to taking you and your business to the next level, and today is absolutely no different. Really excited today to bring you my 17 New Year's resolutions for business owners. Last year I did 10 New Year's resolutions. It was really popular, so this year I thought I'd do 17. Before I do that, once again, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning into the Business Brain Food Podcast, welcome. So great to have you on board for 2017. Go back and pick through some of the previous episodes and see if there's something there that you like. We've got amazing guests have been on the show. We've got some amazing guest lineup for this year as well, and I can't wait to get the year underway and get this into its, I guess it's our third year of running the podcast, and really appreciate you hanging around. So let's get stuck straight into the show. As I said, I've got 17 New Year's resolutions for business owners. Now, the New Year is an interesting time. I know myself as a business owner, as I take that break over Christmas, it gives me a time to really reflect over, what it is that it was done last year, what it is that I achieved, what I didn't achieve, what went wrong, what went right, who are the people that, I wanted to continue to foster and build relationships with, who are those that I felt I needed to cut. There's all sorts of things go through my mind at the end of the year, and purely because it is a time where I get to wind down. I take a few weeks off with the family. I usually don't go very far if I go anywhere. We did have a quick trip away, but typically I hang around at the house and just enjoy my swimming pool, my family, and some time on my own, and really was a great time to reflect. And I think that has led to 17 New Year's resolutions for business owners. Now, these 17 New Year's resolutions are also, some of the things that I do, and some of them are my resolutions that I'm going to be sharing with you today. That's pretty cool. Now, by the way, if you are in business and this year you want to make 2017 the best year that you've ever had, head to MaxMyProfit.com.au. Check out all our different services. We've got some new services coming out this year. One of the ones that we launched just before Christmas that's really exciting and super popular is our Marketing Accelerator. And you can work with the Marketing Accelerator. They'll put together your marketing plan for you, including a full step-by-step marketing calendar for the entire year. So if you've ever struggled to do that, here's somebody. Now, it takes 6 to 8 weeks. The Marketing Accelerator would work with you. But what they'll do, though, is they'll work out exactly where to find your customers, how to make a good offer to them, what you need to do, and then they'll give you a step-by-step process and say, here's what you've got to do, when you've got to do it, how it's got to be done, and away you go. Now, of course, if you don't have the time to do it yourself, our Marketing Accelerator, our Marketing Acceleration team can also do the work for you, so we can do the marketing for you. So head to MaxMyProfit.com.au and check out, everything there. And, we've got a new website about to be launched. So you may still see the old one from last year, but if not, just make contact through that page. One of the team will be more than happy to help you with your marketing. All right, let's get stuck into these 17 resolutions for business owners. First of all, resolution number 1, work smarter. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I think it's so easy to get caught up in doing what we've always done. And I know I'm guilty of that. At the age of nearly 44, I didn't grow up with all the technology that we have now or the ease of delegation, and even delegating was not an easy task. It was a skill that I had to learn and get comfortable with. And I know so many business owners that are in the same sort of situation. Now, when I say work smarter, I think it is learning how to delegate more and increase your efficiency. There's a reality, and the reality is that time is a non-renewable resource, and you should invest your time wisely. Now, if you're spending your time doing the wrong things, so for example, if you're doing tasks you're not good at, or tasks you don't like doing, or tasks that you could be paying somebody else to do that's worth less per hour than what you value yourself at, then you should delegate those tasks to other people. And the reality in 2017, and it's been going on for a couple of years now, it's super, super easy to outsource or contract specific tasks out if you can't afford full-time employees. And what that does is leave you then to focus on the tasks that will have the biggest impact on your year ahead. So I use a site called Upwork a fair bit. Upwork is let me get this right, Elance and Odesk joined forces last year. I'm not sure which one bought who out or if it was a merger. I don't know the detail, but it became Upwork, which is, upwork.com. And you can go there and you can post anything. You can post a task, you can look for a specialist. But typically what I do is I go there, I will post a task, and it could be as simple as building a database. It could be entering a bunch of scanned business cards into a spreadsheet. It could be doing some research for me, going online and doing some research and getting me some stats. It could be doing some graphic design, building a landing page, copywriting, you name it. You can get it there. It's amazing. Now, one of the challenges with something like that is that, of course, it's offshore in most cases, so it can be difficult to manage. So you've got to learn how to manage outsourced work. But it's one of the things that I've got really good at, and I really enjoy outsourcing through Upwork especially for ad hoc jobs. So if I don't have the skills in house and it's an ad hoc job, you can quickly jump on there. And what will happen is you'll build relationships with people that over the year you'll be able to continually delegate some work to and outsource work to, and saving yourself that trouble, bother, and time. And that's what when I call resolution 1 working smarter, that's what I mean. Work smarter. Don't do the stuff that you don't like doing. It's, life's too short for that. Outsource it, get somebody else to do it. All right. Resolution number 2 is review your plan every week. Now, the new year is a very popular time for developing a new plan for the year. I know a lot of people do it. A lot of people sit down over that Christmas break and say, okay, what am I going to do in 2017? What am I going to achieve? And they start setting some goals and putting a plan together. I ask you this though, what good is that plan if it stays in your top drawer if you don't review it on a regular basis? And that's what happens, right? So many plans get written, they get created, and then they sit in someone's top drawer, never to be seen again. And it's not a very useful way or productive way to use your plan. If the power of your plan is to be able to check in on your progress on a regular basis and then make corrections when needed. So I say, look at your plan on at least a weekly basis. If you miss 1 week, then it's fortnightly. That's why I say weekly. A lot of people do monthly, but a month is a long time. So check in on your plan on a weekly basis and say, okay, what was it that I was planning to do, and have I achieved those things? And if not, why not? What do I need to change, and how do I make sure I go about making those goals become reality? And it may be, you need to change what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're doing it with, or, where you're investing your time. Maybe it's about working smarter to make sure your plan's getting done. So that's resolution number 2, review your plan every week. Resolution number 3, get more organized. Now, so many people say to me, Ben, how do you get so much done? People are sort of amazed, and yet I don't work very hard. I don't work crazy hours. I might do 30 hours, 35 hours a week of actual working, and that would be a busy week for me. And I think it's just about being organized. Now, there's a plethora of technology available, and I think, especially for people my age, I know, or even older, a lot of people are resistant to using technology. I can't even speak today. I still see people using, paper diaries. Those day planner things, which are a paper diary. It's very inefficient. It's not a great way to run your time. Get online. Use the apps that are on your phone. I mean, you think about your smartphone. It's got things like a calendar, a reminder app, some sort of voice to text ability. I know mine does. I've just got an Apple Watch at Christmas. I love it. It's making me more efficient the way that I can have my to-do list popping up when things are due. I can use timers to time myself when I'm doing tasks. It's a very, it's technology, right? And I think there's also a bunch of, there's apps galore in the App Store that you can download, whether it was, I use Apple products, which I know you all know, a bit of Apple fanboy. So in the App Store, there's a heap of apps, but I'm sure in the Android Store or Google Play or wherever it is you go and get your apps, there's a heap. And I use a couple that I swear by, and I've got my team using them as well. The first one is Wunderlist. And that's with a W, Wunderlist, and it's Wunder, Wunderlist, and it's a fantastic task creation and management app. That's probably the best way to put it. It's not over the top. It's not an Evernote. It's not it's not highly complex, and that's what I love about it. It's very, very simple. You can create lists, put tasks in a list, create subtasks, allocate those to people, and create reminders. It also works with Apple Watch. And so I find, also on your PC. So iPads, PC, MacBooks, wherever it is, you can log into it online. I find it's an amazing tool. And the thing I love about Wunderlist is I can actually dictate a task to my Apple Watch now, and it goes into my Wunderlist. So if I think of something on the fly, or I'm having a meeting with somebody and they say, can you do this? I can just dictate it to my watch, goes into my Wunderlist, and the task is there. I don't have to write it. I don't have to think about it. I know I'm not going to forget it, and it's there. So Wunderlist, that's the first tool that I use. The second tool that I use that I love is called Productive. And that app is a habit forming and tracking app. And I use Productive for things personal and for things business. So if there are things that you want to do on a daily basis, let's say you want to post a quote on Instagram every evening, then you can use Productive to say that that's the habit I want to get into. I want to do that. You might say, I want to do 10 minutes of meditation every day in the afternoon. Well, you can put that into Productive, and it will remind you to do it, but it'll also track your progress onto how often you are doing that habit. And, you get to track that, and you get rewarded for when you're consistently tracking a habit. Great tool. It's called Productive. And I found it's slightly different. And you're probably going, why don't you just use Wunderlist for that and put a recurring task in there? Because a task bogs up my task list. So tasks are things that have to be done, and habits are things that I'd like to do because they're going to form my skill set, my beliefs, my personality, who I am, my being. And so Productive is all about being a better me, and Wunderlist is all about being efficient. So that's why I use the two different tools. So Wunderlist and Productive. So head off to the App Store, find something that works for you, and go for it. Okay, resolution number 4, learn something new. Now, I always find the beginning of the year is a great time to increase knowledge and exercise my brain. So I suggest jump into udemy.com, which is udemy.com, and check out all their online courses that they have available. They've got a stack of online courses, and it doesn't have to be business related. Of course, it would be good if it was, because it's going to help your business, but it doesn't have to be, right? Maybe you want to learn guitar or photography or, cross-stitching, who knows? Maybe you learn some new hobby, or you could even just level up some existing hobby you've got. So if you are a guitarist and you like playing guitar, go and do an advanced guitar course, or it doesn't even have to be on Udemy. Go and find an advanced guitar teacher, or go to the Conservatorium of Music and do a subject or two at the Conservatorium of Music. But I think it's all about just challenging you and teaching you something new. It's got to be good for you when you stretch your brain, and that's to me that's really important. Is your brain needs to be exercised. Give it some exercise. A couple of years ago, one of the greatest things I did was learn juggling. Which sounds sort of crazy because, I look like a clown getting around the office with my juggling balls, but I've got the team into doing it as well. They're really good exercise for the brain, and a good way to take a break if you need to stand up for a 5 or 10 minute break and juggle. It's really good exercise, really good for the brain, really enjoyable, good challenge as well. And I can't remember the website where I bought those from, but it was something like Balls for Your Brain or something like that. So, just go and Google that. I'm sure you'll find them. But the juggling balls are like, $25, $30 and a great thing to have just sitting on your desk for when you need that little bit of a break. All right, resolution number 5, give back. Now, I don't know if I did mention it during the year or not last year, but one of the things that I love doing is angel flight. I'm a pilot. I've got my own airplane. I've had my pilot's license since 1993. And unable to be a commercial pilot because I'm red, green, colourblind, or fly for the airlines, which I'm grateful for in the long run. But back then I was sort of devastated. But what I've always done is through passion is I've kept flying, and now I have my own aeroplane. I'm able to use my pilot's license, my aeroplane, and my time to help Angel Flight out. And Angel Flight's a fantastic cause where we fly sick people from regional New South Wales back into Sydney. They do it in every state, but I go out and pick up people. So for example, I might go and pick up somebody from Dubbo or Tamworth or Armidale, or it could be anywhere, and fly them back into Sydney. And it saves them a long trip, because a lot of these people are coming into Sydney on a regular basis for treatment because there's got something wrong with them, and it's very difficult and expensive for them to do it with using their own transport. So that's my way of giving back. The other thing we do as a business is we are enrolled in the B1G1 program, which is buy one, give one. And you can go to b1g1.com to check it out for yourself. And it's a great way for a business to get involved in giving back. You can build villages overseas. You can send people to school. You can help people set up businesses. You can provide clothing, shelter, food, education, all sorts of things through this program. And it's a great way for you to be able to support a charity organisation and do it in a way that you can tie it into your business. And B1G1 allows you to be able to give back, so give something. So that's why it's buy one, G1, when someone makes a transaction in your business. And that transaction could be a customer buying something from you, for example, and that could trigger you giving, some shelter to somebody or some education to a kid in Africa or whatever it is that floats your boat. I always say support a charity or an organisation that really resonates with you. And B1G1 have got so many on there. There's no way that nobody on this planet could go there and not find something that resonated. So go to b1g1.com. The guy, one of the founders and the guy that I absolutely love and adore, who has started that, is Paul Dunn. And go and check that out. Great program. We've been involved in it now for a while, and really, really think it's a great way for you to give back. But certainly, whether it's anything like that, just make it something that's personal or something that means something to you. And I think it's a great thing for you to do as a business, is to be able to give back. Resolution number 6. Set business and personal goals. I see people setting business goals, but not so much personal goals. Now is a great time to set some goals. It's been proven that people that set and write down their goals achieve more. So I suggest you set aside half a day, spend some time working out what you'd like to achieve this year. And if you can, look, it's a great idea to think about your long-term goals too. So look forward 5, maybe 10 years. Think about what you'd like to achieve in business and personally, and then work out what's important you to achieve this year in your business to be able to support those goals. So, but I always say start with you. It's very important that you are creating your goals to support what you personally want to get out of the business, because you're not in business for the sake of running a business. You're in business for your own sake, for your own family's sake, for your own personal benefit. So work out what it is you want to get out of your business and then make that happen. That was resolution number 6. Resolution number 7. This is a biggie. Set time aside for you. I see too many people. Look, being a business doesn't mean you don't have time for yourself. I've seen way too many, and I mean way too many business owners sacrifice their me time for the sake of the business. And the reality is, when all they're doing is working hard and burning themselves out. When if they just took some time out, took a break, maybe a mini break away, or hobby, even like I said before, just stopping to juggle for 10 minutes, or even taking a lunch break, taking that time out to recharge, that could be more productive. So I'm going to say, take some time out for yourself this year. Set aside time to exercise, take those mini breaks, spend more time with your family or enjoying your hobbies or whatever it is you want to do, but make it a point of having some me time. And, it's very easy to be the one that opens the shop and closes the shop, or, put that into whatever context your business is, and make excuses as to why it is that you're so busy. Instead of being busy, become really productive and reduce the amount of hours that you work, allowing you to spend some time, enjoying life, doing the things that you love. 2017, life's too short, by the way. I'm nearly 44. I think I'm just past the halfway mark if I live to 80. And I think to myself, you know what? Life is, it's a journey, and it's a journey that needs to be enjoyed. If you're not enjoying it, then you're in trouble. Now, if you enjoy working flat out, if that's your me time, then good for you. Go for it. But I know a lot of business owners don't like that. They want to be able to have time to do other things, like take their boat out on the water, or buy a boat, even go and play golf, go on holiday, spend time with the family. Enjoy some time sitting on their, back deck they spent $30,000 building, and, overlooking the mountains, having a scotch, or whatever it is that floats your boat. Just take the time out to do it. I think it's really important. Too many business owners work way too hard, and, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now, by the way, if you are one of those business owners and you're not sure how to get your business where you need it to be, you can work with one of my business accelerators. Go to MaxMyProfit.com.au, MaxMyProfit.com.au, and request a business assessment with one of the team, and they'll help you work out whether or not we can help you. And we got programs to suit every budget. We're starting from $10 a day. So it doesn't matter what size your business is. Give us a call on 1300 303 569 or MaxMyProfit.com.au. There you go, shameless plug right in there. Resolution number 7. All right. Resolution number 8 for your business owners for the new year. New Year's resolution number 8, increase your network. One of the things that I found really powerful is building a great network of people, because, if you want to build a great business, you need to know that you've got a great network to leverage off of. So I always say to you this: next time you meet with someone, ask this question: who do you know who I could benefit by meeting, and who would benefit by meeting me? I'll say that again. Ask them this question: who do you know who I could benefit by meeting, and who could benefit by meeting me? This way, you can build yourself a network of like-minded people, and that's one of the keys to building a great business. And if I can quote the late, great Jim Rohn, love Jim Rohn, he said, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So maybe this year you need to get some new friends. Maybe this is the year for you. All right. Resolution number 9. Stop blaming outside factors. Look, here's a reality. There are certain things that are in your control. There's several, let me tell you, that are out of your control. You can't control the economy, the government, petrol prices, interest rates, recessions, blah, 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 right? All of those things are out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond to the market moving. So if you're not getting the results you want from your business, stop blaming outside factors and start working on yourself. Okay, because it's all about your attitude. It's easy to make blame. It's easy to point the finger at somebody else when things aren't going the way that you want. What I suggest is that you get really good at taking responsibility, and when things aren't working, look internally at what you need to do to change it so you can get the results that you want to get. Sorry about that. My phone just rang. It's not even in the room, but it goes through my laptop. It's been annoying, isn't it? All right. Where was I? That was number 9, wasn't it? Let's do resolution number 10. Resolution number 10. Move on team that are not fitting in. Now, this is a biggie. It's a biggie. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with this topic, but I think it's very important in a 2017 New Year's resolution podcast, because I think if you have people that, let's say you have team members that are dragging the rest down. Let's say they got a negative attitude, can't do the job, as hard as it can be, sometimes the best thing for you, for them, the team, for the business, the customers, is to move them on and look for a new team member. And I'll quote the great Jim Rohn again. He has this saying, he said, if you're not looking, you won't find. Now, that's not very profound, but it's true, isn't it, right? So if you're holding on to the wrong people and you're not looking to replace them, then you're not going to find the right people. And you get the people you deserve. So if you're not looking for better people, or you're not working with the people you've got, now I'm not saying if you've got good people and you're a crap leader, then maybe work on yourself being a better leader. But make sure you've got a good team moving forward this year. And I always say to myself, have I got the team that's going to help me win the grand final? Because that's how we've got to think in business. We're playing a game, and it is about scoring goals. And if we're not scoring goals and we're getting smashed by our opponents, which, competition or outside factors or all those things, then we need to play harder. And if I haven't got the team that can help me play harder and aren't all running in the same direction, then I need to make sure I do that. So I've either got to fix the team, and that could be working with the people and making them better, or I've got to replace the team. And, it's a hard thing to do, but I say to you, sometimes it's the best thing you can do. So be brave. And if you've got people that aren't working out, move them on. All right, resolution number 11. Recognize team members that are doing a great job in 2017. And look, I think it's important that this year you make it a priority to recognize team members who are doing a great job. It's easy and real easy to fall into the trap of oiling the squeaky wheel and neglecting team members that are just quietly getting on with their job with little or no fuss. So I say, and this is what I've done this, and recommend you do as well, put a monthly reminder in your diary, or your calendar, or in Productive, or whatever tool you use. I've got mine in Productive, to catch someone doing something right, that's a phrase from a book called Whale Done by Ken Blanchard. But catch someone doing something right, because it's easy, isn't it, to catch people doing something wrong? But catch someone doing something right and give them a pat on the back. And sometimes, just a simple thank you can be enough of a reward. It doesn't have to be a big hoo-ha. It doesn't have to be a trophy. It doesn't have to be cash. It doesn't have to be a prize. Sometimes it can just be saying to someone, hey, thanks heaps. Really appreciate you. Thanks so much for doing a great job. Sometimes that's all it needs to be. So I always say it's easy to catch the people doing things wrong, but make an effort this year to catch people doing something right, and at least once a month, thank somebody. Now, if you've got a bigger team, or, because it doesn't have to be a team, by the way. It could be suppliers, it could be family members, but just thank people. Get out there and be grateful for the people that are helping you achieve your goals this year. Resolution number 12. Only sell profitable products and services. Now, we all know generating sales is exciting, and you've probably just gone through the process of setting some goals for the year, and I could almost guarantee that if you have set a goal for the year for your business, it's probably revenue-based. Now, sales is exciting, there's no doubt about it, but sales are useless if you're not profitable, right? So it's all about the profit. So now's a good time to review last year, go through all your numbers, work out what products and services were making you money and which ones weren't. And of course, sell more of those that were and get rid of those that weren't, or fix it or do something about it. I've helped businesses over the years when I've been working one-on-one with business owners turn their businesses around by just getting rid of the non-profitable stuff and working on the profitable stuff. And it's amazing the difference that it can make. Amazing. So I suggest you do that. Really, really important. Get stuck into that. Now, that leads me to resolution number 13, which is then also sort of around products and services. But this time it's only deal with clients that you want to work with. Because I see too many business owners in that desperate space where they'll take on anybody with a wallet and a pulse. I say, who's your ideal client? And they go, somebody who'll spend money with me. No. That's not an ideal client. An ideal client is somebody that you enjoy working with, right? Dealing with difficult clients is exhausting and it's usually demotivating. No one wants to do it. And in a lot of cases, it's not even profitable to deal with them. And you know who they are, right? They're the people that bargain with you on price or make you do extra work, run around the block a few times to get the job done, or, they're just a pain in the butt. So instead of that, define who your ideal client is, and that'll then help you decide who you want to continue working with out of your current client base. And I suggest that you grade your customers and do it in like 4 grades. This is how I do it. I grade them into A, B, C, and D. And I'll keep working with the A and B grade clients. They're the ones that I enjoy working with. A's are, amazing because they give me referrals and they pay quickly and they're really good clients. B's are still awesome, great clients, but just not as amazing as the A's. And then what I do is the C graders need to be trained up. So maybe they miss a payment here and there, or they negotiate a bit, or they're a bit of a pain. And the D grades are the ones that I just don't want to deal with. D is for don't want to deal with. So, you get rid of the D grades, try and train the C's up to B's, and then you've got some great clients that you can work with in 2017. But really important from a business point of view, if you're going to have a good time, you're going to enjoy yourself. And look, life's too short for your business not to be fun. So get rid of the people you don't like dealing with, find more of the ones you love dealing with, and you'll have a better year. Resolution number 14. This is important for pretty much every single business owner. So listen up. Resolution number 14 is learn how to understand and use your financial reports. Now, you probably heard the stat that 8 out of 10 businesses fail. Now, this is usually because they run out of money, right? No secret there. So understanding your financial reports will lead to you making better business decisions, which is really important. If you're going to be making decisions, which it will be in 2017, you may as well base it on fact, not fiction. And a lot of people say, look, I go on gut feel. Don't go on gut feel. That's not a good idea. The best way to do it is to understand your reports. Now, you don't need to be an accountant. I don't want to scare you. It's not about learning how to be an accountant. As a business owner, it's good to be able to do things like the basics. Read a P&L, so profit and loss statement, and understand what it means. From that, you can then create budgets and budget for profit because, we've already talked about that. It's about making profit. And you can do cash flow forecasts. You can understand your break-even point. You can just get to know the basics of your business. And a good bookkeeper or accountant will help you do it, but you need to be able to understand them, right? And that's really, really important. So make it a resolution for you for 2017 that you're going to understand those numbers and be able to use those to make better business decisions. All right, New Year's resolution number 15 for business owners. Use social media. Now, this is a toughie because so many people say to me, Ben, I waste so much time on social media, or my team wastes so much time on social media. Look, social media is fast becoming one of the most powerful marketing tools for the modern business. There's no doubt about it. Whether you like it or not, your customers and your potential customers, which is probably more important, are captivated by social media. They're spending a large percentage of their day with their face buried in their smartphone, and you have the ability to be able to get onto social media, build trust, build credibility, and get some sales off of social media. And of course, having a clear strategy is key to getting great results online with social media. So you've got to have a strategy before you do it. But I want to encourage you to use a bit more. I'm seeing so many businesses that just aren't using it, and they're saying, but Ben, my customers aren't on Facebook. Well, let me tell you, I think at last count, 16, 17 million users in Australia on Facebook. Let alone the world, I don't know, on the world, worldwide. I can tell you for my business, and we're in professional business services, in the last year, about 60-something%, I haven't got the final stats, of our business came from Facebook. That is staggering. So Facebook marketing works. And we get a better ROI, better return on investment from Facebook marketing than we do from Google AdWords. I'll say that again. We get a better return from Facebook marketing than Google AdWords. So if you're doing Google AdWords, guess what? You should probably be doing Facebook. I even convinced our agency to let us try Instagram. They said, Ben, Instagram's not going to work. We got a better return on investment from Instagram than Facebook. So I say to you, I challenge you, do not judge these platforms. Do not judge what you think your prospects or customers are doing based on your own behavior. Instead, give it a go. Try something new. Be brave. Get on social media. Now, of course, do you need a strategy? Yes, you do. You need a strategy. You can't just say, all right, I'm going to get on social media and have a crack at this. You need a strategy. So you need to sit down with somebody, create a plan, and strategize. Get online, go to Udemy, and by the way, I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just, I've done a few of their courses. I think it's fantastic the way they work. Or just jump online and Google, how to succeed on social media for my business or something like that, and you'll find some stuff. My advice to you is to start small, pick one platform and get great at it. So use YouTube, for example, and release a video every week, or do a podcast, or just, because you've got to create some content and then start syndicating it across different networks in different ways. So, this podcast, for example, we have this coming to you from iTunes. We can have it on YouTube. We can have it on Instagram. We can have it on Facebook. We can have it on a blog. We can have it everywhere. So social media can be a great tool. The other thing I like about social media is that you can be seen as the expert if you jump into a few groups. So jump into a few groups where people are talking about what it is you do, and be there to offer advice for free, and you'll be amazed at what happens. Right, resolution number 16, start blogging. Now, for some of you, you're already blogging, so great, well done, congratulations. But I know that most of you aren't blogging. In fact, some of you are saying, well, what is blogging? Well, blogging has been around for a long time, and it used to be something that you would do sort of separate to your website. You would have a blog. You would use a blogger.com or WordPress or one of these third-party services where you can get on there, and basically it was a journal of what was going on in your life. These days, it should now be and I reckon a critical part of your marketing strategy. A blog positions you as an expert. It makes it more likely for search engines, so things like Google, Yahoo, Bing, to move your website to the top of search results because you've got more valuable content on your website. Your potential customers and even your current customers, but your potential customers are definitely information hungry, and they're searching the web for something helpful. Okay, so when you think about a blog is a way to create and provide helpful information that your prospects are looking for. Now, a lot of people say to me, but Ben, I don't know what content to create. Well, I always say to people, start with your frequently asked questions, because if you're getting asked those questions, so are many other people. So let's say you're a locksmith. You're a locksmith, and one of the questions you get asked all the time is, can I switch out my normal lock for a new fingerprint digital reading lock? And you might get that question twice a week. Well, to me, that's a frequently enough asked question to do a blog article on that. And you'd find that people online are looking for that. So if you're getting asked it by a couple of your customers or prospective customers, there'll be a stack of people Googling it online. So you could do a YouTube video about it. You could do a blog post. You could do, an article. You could do all sorts of things about how to make that change. You could do a how-to video. You could do a video. You could do the 7 reasons why you don't want to switch from an old analog lock to a new digital lock, or whatever it might be, right? So you can start creating content based around what it is that people are asking. And the good news about that is when people are searching for an answer, they're going to come across your website, and then from there you can do remarketing. You can have ads on your sidebars on your website next to your blog. In your blog, you can have links in your blog, for example, that say, look, if you want help installing your digital lock, click here and, submit an inquiry, whatever it might be. Now, that was just one example as a locksmith, and you need to apply that to your business. But I certainly think that blogging is a big part of a marketing strategy for any business this year. So make sure that you are using blogging as a platform to help you grow your business. All right, number 17. We've got all the way through. And I did 17 because it's 2017. I might do 18 next January. It's going to be tough to be coming up with new resolutions, but they don't need to be new, do they? They just need to be the same. In fact, this resolution is probably something that I have on my New Year's resolutions for my business, for me personally, every year, and that is to read more business books. So reading a book has never been easier with their surge in audio books too. I use audible.com, and I think iTunes has got a stack on there. It's a great way to use idle driving and travel time more effectively. So if you are sitting in traffic, which you may be when you listen to this podcast is another great tool for learning. But if you are driving in traffic, or let's say you're exercising at the gym every day, or you've got to travel on a train or whatever it might be, it's a great way to use that time more effectively is listening to an audio book. And if I can quote Charlie Tremendous Jones, he said the difference between where you are now and where you'll be in 5 years are the books you read and the people you meet. And, I think nothing's truer. And if you want to level up your business this year, you've got to level up yourself. And what that means is you've got to learn something new. You've got to get some new knowledge into that head of yours to help you run your business in a much more effective way. And by doing that, you're going to end up with a better business, which is what it's all about. All right, so there's my 17 New Year's resolutions for business owners. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Welcome to 2017. Thank you once again for joining me for the Business Brain Food podcast. I do appreciate it. If you do want some help growing your business this year, talk to one of my business growth team. Go to maxmyprofit.com.au and submit your inquiry there. One of the team will talk to you. We have a host of different products and services. We can help you with everything from your marketing right through to recruitment, to systemization, to coming up with sales training, whatever it is you need. Go to maxmyprofit.com.au and we will help you grow your business in 2017. Now, on a final note, if you are enjoying the podcast, please head across to iTunes. You can leave a review in the iTunes store there. I read them all, and I love to get your feedback, and it helps people if they come across the show to understand, what can they expect, what's the show going to be about, and should they listen in? Should they spend some of their time listening in? So go to iTunes and leave a review or rating there. Really do appreciate it. Alrighty, that's it for this week's podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as I said before, Happy New Year. Looking forward to a big 2017. Until next time, have a profitable day.
You can fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You can live all you ever wanted.
The Business Brain Food podcast is brought to you by MaxMyProfit.com.au.